to The Creatives, Radio Now's entertainment talk show. My name is Doris Okorie. You'll be listening to us every Friday at 8 p.m. on Radio Now 95.3 FM and also on our other platforms. On our website, www.thisisradionow.com, on Facebook, facebook.com/thisisradionow, and on YouTube, Radio Now Studio. Today, I have with me in the studio some of the rats. They call themselves the rats, okay? I don't know why, so you have to stick around if you're eager to know. Do not touch that dial. Keep it locked on Radio Now 95.3 FM. Let's go on a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're tuned into The Creatives on Radio Now 95.3 FM. My name is Doris, and I have with me in the studio an absolute gem in the Nigerian film industry. She's an actor who has contributed immensely to the Nigerian film industry for stage and screen, and a key member of the annual Film Mischief Festival. Welcome, Festival Director Uche Chika Elumelu. Thank you so much, Chika, for coming through. I call her Unwa Elumelu.
Oh, Korea.
All right, let's get right into this interview. Yeah. Miss Rats. So why do you guys call yourself Film Rats Club? Why?
Okay, so Film Rats Club is really because, you know, rats are in the dark and a movie theater is always dark. Oh. So that's it. So like rodents in the dark and all. And mischief is the official plural term for a group of rats. Oh. So as you have a bunch of flowers, a bevy of ladies, a mischief of rats. So that's why.
That makes a lot of sense. I never actually thought about it because I was
we
like,
get sense now.
I guess sense. I did. Okay, how was the film Rat birthed?
Okay, so in 2017, I've been friends with Martin Nwachukwu, you know Martin Nwachukwu, for the longest time. We met about a decade ago in UI.
Wow.
So we had been doing collaborations here and there, film projects. And at 2017, he was like, why is it that we are all practitioners and we don't even have something? You know, so he called a couple of us. We couldn't have been more than 10, 15, and we just started a WhatsApp group. It started from a WhatsApp group, and we were just talking, and we're like, you know, we could actually institutionalize this thing, and, you know, from there it started to grow. So now we're Film Rats Limited. We have over 200 rats.
Wow.
We have, of course, an active group chat, and it's a lot of things have been born out of that group chat to the festival, you know, which we have right now, and other projects here and there that we have that you see us post about. So it's really been a good journey. Okay. 6 years this year.
Wow, nice. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
So the Film Rats as a club, right? And the Film Rats annual, the annual Film Rats Mischief, rather. What are the objectives of both?
Very important. I think at this time, because we have something so profound coming from us, it's important for us to highlight two as the two of them as separate entities. So now Film Rats Limited is all about film documentation, appreciation, critiquing, and networking among practitioners. Now our festival is born out of that, but it's really what our avenue to interact with the outside world, the general public, other practitioners. So it's more open than our Film Rats activities. A lot of our activities in-house are really among us. We want to encourage people to join, but with the annual Film Mischief, it's our giving back to Nollywood per se. You know, saying, apart from what we have as rats going on, we're shining the light on other things. And now we're even taking it across Africa, because last year was just Nigeria, some rat activities, but now we're saying, even if you're not a rat, even if you're not Nigerian, you can submit your movies, even if you're an African in the diaspora, you know, so all of that. So that's like our give back platform, our highlighting, our showcase platform.
Love it. I actually love, and I especially love the expansion.
Yeah.
So, how do you create your theme each year? First of all, how many years has the festival been on for?
So this is our second year, second
great.
outing, so we're still babies.
Okay.
The annual Film Mischief went on to have the maiden edition last year, and of course a lot of constraints here and there. And I think that it was on that backdrop that we said, you know, let's honor people who are just like us, you know, trying to get the big budgets. Less is more was what we chose last year, because a lot of low budget movies really resonated with us. And we felt, instead of just looking for how to get to the the high and mighty, the HNIs who will give you the big money. How about all of us who are struggling with no money, actually join hands together, collaborate, and have like a mosaic, making a very beautiful picture. And that's what we had last year. And one of the movies was even just an accidental, just a Sunday afternoon visit. And they were like, you know what, let's just make a movie. We have all the tools on ground. And it featured Wale Ojo, the great Wale Ojo.
Nice.
And he won the best movie last year.
Oh, really?
Songs of Ubon, yes.
Nice.
And a lot of movies were like that, some accidental, some let's just put pennies here and there. So this year we're like, okay, yes, we know that African filmmakers have a lot of constraints budget-wise, but we are saying, notwithstanding, we have a lot of beauty, we have splendor, we have things that people don't even see as authentically African yet, because they feel like Africa has to look like the gods are not to blame,
right?
The gods are not, that kind of, it has to have a certain look, but we have a modern twist. So we're looking out for movies. Our official selection will soon be out. Looking out for movies that can showcase Africa in its authenticity, in its modernness, in its richness, and all of that, so that we can show the world that there's not one way to be African. There's just so much beauty everywhere. So shoot the culture. And apart from that, it's also shoot the culture of the things that we need to unlearn. How we say it in local parlance, dead that matter, dead it.
Dead it.
Yeah,
Dead,
poor time management, dead embezzlement, dead anything that would, stop us from shining bright on that world stage. So it's a double entendre.
So the theme for this year is shoot the culture.
Shoot the culture.
Great. So could you share with us your experience from the first festival, from the first annual festival? Yes.
Okay, which experience?
Hey,
Suffer?
it's plenty.
The experience is plenty. There was a lot. We went through a lot.
Right.
Last year, I wasn't festival director.
Okay.
I was in charge of the Yellow Rats, the Yellow team. So we have the film rats who are practitioners already, and then we have the Yellow, the student level.
Okay.
So I was like the mommy in charge of handling the mice. And it was funny because with only 20,000 naira or even less, was it up to 20K? They made a movie. Virtually just like sending in shots, like, send your shots. 4 or 5 of them came together and made a movie with 20K. And we filmed, and we actually screened it on the closing ceremony day. And everybody was like, oh my God, I felt so proud of them.
Aww.
And they're doing amazing. They have symposia from time to time, workshops and all of that. And we know that sometimes it's too late to grab them when they're already rats. So if you have them from school, you're leading them up in that trajectory. So it was beautiful. So last year was pretty good and fulfilling. And for those who served in higher capacities, of course, it was eye-opening for them. They got to meet a lot of people whose relationships are beneficial to us for this second time. There are a lot of returning sponsors and partners that, of course, will be announced very soon. And we like that they're supporting us and they're even giving us, it's very encouraging when someone helped you last year and this year they're like, oh, we're happy about your growth. Yes. And we're happy to come back and even, give you in a higher capacity. So yeah, this year it's really looking hopeful.
Absolutely.
Excited.
Amazing. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
So what challenges, because you spoke about, the suffer. So what challenges did you face during the first festival?
First of all, they mourned me. Nobody wanted to give us money.
Aww.
Like almost nobody. We thank, and we continue to thank Red TV, one of the first people who actually believed in us. Some people who didn't give us cash but gave us gifts, here and there. Uber gave us some free rides here. Nice. Malta Guinness, Red Bull supported us. Viva Cinemas, of course, our hosts we had our opening ceremony there. Impact Hub as well. So here and there, we're able to gain favor from, personal, goodwill here and there. Some people just saying, we have our CSR, we really just want to see you guys win. And that was really Viva. And Viva is, we'll always be grateful to them for just believing in us because they really didn't know us from anywhere.
Right.
And they've just been so supportive of the movement and of the dream. So we're really hoping that more people can come on board because, nobody wants who nobody wants.
Yeah, true.
So when they see the kind of people who are behind you, the second season, there's the multiplier effect that it gives. And so we're hoping that, more and more. So last year was more really the money because we had all the know-how. I mean, Film Rats Club, we have from EP down to runner. We have everybody on that chain. I mean, more than 200 people. Not all of us are practitioners, but I would say over 90% of us are. So if you wanted to do a movie right now, all you needed to do was just drop the money, because there are directors, there are actors, there are producers, everybody there. So it was never a technological know-how problem. It was really just the money,
Money.
last year.
Right.
So we're looking forward to good times this year.
Okay, great stuff.
I mean, I'm here talking to fine people like you. Did
exactly.
I talk to you last year?
That's some period
That's
per.
some period. Per.
So, as somebody who is involved in, the Nigerian film industry, what can you say about the contents coming out from the Nigerian film industry? Throw shade, but throw slight shade. Slight shade, honey.
So, should the culture, I would not even want to throw shade, no matter how slight, because
Right.
that would be disingenuous. That would be ungrateful of me. I've had a very good outing, actually, in Nollywood. I've been very, very blessed to know people like you, to
Right.
work for people. And I think Nollywood is really, sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, because we don't understand the parallels. People that we're looking to and comparing ourselves with are those who are, blessed with more robust budgets, technologically are even well advanced. So I think that it's more of pacing ourselves, celebrating our little wins, knowing that there are better ways to do it. So I feel like I saw a quote last week about how every practitioner is still a learner of film. So that's where I feel that Nollywood is. We're just learning from our mistakes. We're going forward. A couple of people are actually influencing the larger bunch. We are seeing people go to Berlin, go to
Right.
Sundance, go to Cannes, and it's inspiring a change. But I believe that this year, because I see so many projects coming up here and there, it's an infectious energy, and I feel like Nollywood is on the brink of something really great.
Great. All right. You're tuning to the Creatives on RadioNow 95.3 FM. I have with me in the studio actor and festival director for the annual Film Mystery Festival, Uche Chika Elumelu. Let's go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. You're tuning to the Creatives on RadioNow 95.3 FM. My name is Doris, and I have with me in the studio actor and festival director for the annual Film Mystery Festival, Uche Chika Elumelu. Okay, so now I'm very interested in how you make preparations for the festival. So, in your capacity as festival director, apologies. How do you prepare, for the entirety of the festival until the festival day?
Okay. It's all encompassing. So we started this journey from September, I believe. I think we were appointed. First of all, I'm not the only festival director. Tomi Folowoshele is the other festival director. So we are two ladies, leading this amazing team
Nice.
of, let's say, 15 people. And so the day-to-day is, as directors, we don't have a particular department. So it's really an oversight role. So it's more like, there are 4 departments. There are people answering to you and saying, oh, this is where we're at. This is what you need to sign. This is what you need to, okay. And it's more like you have to be an all-rounder, because sometimes there are gaps in between and the directors have to fill in. Sometimes you have to draft emails. Sometimes you have to draft, really sensitive material, because the weight of it, and have to lead a team. And I'm so blessed to work with people who are more experienced than I am, and are just really giving me insights on what to do. So sometimes the bright ideas don't even flow from me or from Tommy. Sometimes it's just, how do you think we should do this? And because it's such an egalitarian, environment, there's no boss hauling down
Right.
commands here and there, because everybody is a practitioner in their own right. And so sometimes you have the lead on this, sometimes somebody else is leading you, and you're just strategically putting all the chips. And I'm a people person,
Right.
so it's easy for me to work with people and
Yeah.
say, okay, you know what, I'll take the backseat on this, but I could just say 1 or 2 things here. And I'm learning a lot about leadership, because usually I'll be one to just go to the backseat and just support.
Right.
And so the day-to-day is really showing me how to, be more assertive, more calculative, more strategic with stuff. So I think that's what the day-to-day till now. So it's really just D-Day. It's here, all hands on deck. Everybody, we're buzzing everybody that we need to. We're calling in favors that we need to. We're trying to raise money. And, all of that is really challenging, but it's exciting. It's
Okay.
really exciting.
So the annual Film Mischief Festival expanded this year, and they added more key members from other African countries, which I absolutely love. But my problem with that is, how would participants from other African countries enjoy the festival or at least participate in the festival? Is there provisions or anything like that?
Very important. Yes, we do have screening centers across Africa.
Okay.
We have screening centers in Accra, Ghana. We're working on one in the eastern region and southern region as well, so people can enjoy. And because it's a hybrid festival, there's Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday on site, and Friday is our virtual day. So we have virtual sessions, we have screenings, we have Q&A sessions like that, so they can always enjoy. And so even if you're not able to make it to a screening center, there'll be streaming platforms available to convey whatever is happening on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're working on hopefully being able to cover logistics for some of the winners who have to come in and be present to receive their awards, or anybody who really wants to experience the festival on an in-person basis. But because it's a little challenging now because it's our second year, we're just learning the ropes and trying this Pan-African thing. And if you don't venture into the waters, nobody's going to hand it to you.
True.
The whole of Africa is not going to come and beg you to go to them. So you have to start that journey. And a lot of things that we're doing now is really just laying the pipeline for 2024 and beyond. Because you see most of us are less than 30, just 20-something-year-olds braving into the unknown and just doing something that they really believe in. And we're hoping that more people can see that and join us.
Right.
So we're not saying we've arrived, oh my God, we're in Africa. We're doing our best to reach Africa. And I feel like it's a journey that we're encouraging people to join us on. And yeah, so stay tuned, Africa. You can join us virtually and enjoy this festival.
Okay, so there's a ritual we have here on the show, right? And this question has to be asked to every guest at every time.
Okay.
What is the craziest thing that happened during the first edition of the festival?
Craziest thing. Thursday. I think we lost audio for Thursday. I think we lost.
What do you mean you lost audio?
I think we lost audio during the screening on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
So for a bit we had to let's stop and let's replay. But it wasn't so long. But we lost audio a bit for Thursday because we had tested, funny enough. But you know how things can be now. Yeah. So I remember that Thursday, I was the MC last year for Thursday. So I remember just going, what's happening? Okay, let's put in feelers. Oh my, I thought comedian. I had to pick up. You see, this is why it's good to even ask this question so that it can jig your memory, because we all had to be hands-on. So I had to tell things in between and then we said, oh, we have audio now, so feed is back and all of that. So, but people stayed with us. That's how we knew we did a good job. People left there 10, Viva Cinemas in Ikeja. So it was a really good outing. It didn't rain on our parade too much. No.
Right.
I think that was the craziest thing that happened last year. Every other thing was just smooth sailing. Yeah.
Uche, the hostess with the mostest.
The hostess. Oh,
okay,
my
so
darling.
let's get to the business side of things, right? I believe that the annual Film Mystery Festival is a non-profit. So how do you manage financially?
Very good question, because money talks, right?
Right.
So financially, what we do now is rely on there's a lot of potential in us, because we're building this platform and we're encouraging people to come pay for sponsorship, advert placements here and there, people supporting us, hoping to get more exposure. And I feel like with every year, it's going to keep climbing and climbing. So for now, we're really relying on CSRs. We're still, it's not as robust as would like it to be right now, but there's a lot of potential because of the caliber of people we have working with us. And a lot of our potential is really intrinsic. So it's in the services. For instance, I'm an actor and I believe that I'm quite good at what I do.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. And so I get sometimes, I can say I'm not giving film rats money per se, but I'm voicing a jingle for them, or I'm here right now doing PR. Somebody can be somewhere making shirts for us. Sometimes people just donate services. So if you think about what the products that we are making or the actual value that we are creating, when you monetize that, then because last year a lot of the money that we had in wasn't exactly what was spent, because a lot of people donated things. A lot of people just said, even the lady who baked stuff for us on Thursday, she's a film rat, and she just said, I'm donating 50 pieces, 100 pieces here and there. So when you put that, it's not in naira and kobo, but it's still value, right?
It is.
So a lot
actually.
of that is not yet converted, but it's a lot in the potential.
Great
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, so we talked about, films showing. So how can people submit their projects to, be viewed at the festival?
Okay. So unfortunately, that's closed way
Aw.
too well. We are just like days to the festival.
Okay.
So it's really just, we hope that you come in 2024.
Okay.
And there were a lot of movies. Oh my god! Like I opted not to even be one of the screeners because I didn't want to have to make those decisions. And people would call me and say, "Hey, we're in between two movies. They are really good. Which one should we cut?" And I'm like, you know what? Just make that decision.
Right.
It was a very difficult decision. Coming down to the under 25 movies that we have, and we're going to announce. Of course, we have announced already. So yeah, it's closed, but we hope that we see you in 2024.
So this is I think this is a very important question. Is the festival in a fixed month? Say how you say, okay, the festival, God willing, nothing happens like COVID or anything, it would always hold in April or in March. Do you guys have something like that in place?
Okay, so originally March was that month for us.
Okay.
But because of elections, and we're saying anything could happen. I mean, look
Right.
what happened with the gubernatorial
Right.
elections. So we just wanted to be safe and do April. But going forward, March is that month for us.
March is the month. So in a situation like this where people have missed the submissions, right? What time frame do you accept movie projects or projects generally for selection?
Okay, so we try to give a 3-month window.
Okay.
Because we know that dissemination of information won't be even. So we started in November. November 1, we opened for submissions, and mostly Nigerian audience really, turned up. So we had our Ghanaian audience join, our Kenyan audience, our Southern African audience join about Christmas, New Year's. So that gave them like some extra 2 months to join. And usually there's a late fee that comes with, after a deadline, then you have to pay a certain number of dollars to get your submission in. So that was like the late part of February, and then we closed finally.
Great stuff.
End of February.
So now for 2024, people could look forward to
look forward to another
November-ish.
So November-ish is what
Okay.
you should be looking
Great
for
stuff.
against 2024.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it would be wrong of me if I don't get up close and personal with Chika. Uche.
I am a
Chika.
messenger. This is not fair. This is not fair.
No. So
I am a messenger,
no. Let's just know you a little bit more, right? As an actor, I know that you've done a lot of projects this year, but let's hear, projects that are in the pipelines. Can we hear? Do you have any? Did you sign? Because most times actors be signing some NDAs.
No, we signed some.
Right.
Some 3D.
Right.
So let me talk about the things that, well, as far as Nigerian audiences are concerned, are really in the pipeline. I went to Berlin, guys.
She went to Germany.
I was in Berlin.
Okay.
Okay. And that movie is a movie straight from the heart.
Right.
It's a very daring movie. So I'm not sure what the modalities would be, showing in Nigeria, but that's something that I'm really looking forward to. People enjoying here. I have a series. I'm on Onga. Mama Knows Best, rather.
Okay.
Let me start again. Okay, so there's Onga Mama Knows Best.
Okay.
I think that's where I play lead. A lot of people know me from the online TV, and I think that there's another season that people can look out for this year.
Okay.
There's movies, Abeni, there's a movie on FGM that I'm hoping will hit cinemas this year as well.
Great stuff.
So they're pretty, I like movies that make social statements like that. I like the fact that the movies that I have coming out are movies that I cannot say so much about, but they're always like there's a voice behind them and there's something that they're articulating. I like that the body of work that I'm blessed to have, always has a bold statement here and there. There's She as well, that's on domestic violence and gender-based violence in general. So there's a lot to look forward to, and Chika is going to be on your screens.
She gonna be on screen.
We
almost actually said the same thing. Okay, so to get a little more personal, how can listeners or viewers, reach out to you and check out your stuff, maybe past, present, future? Maybe like a handle on Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram is LinkedIn now. That's where we're going to be
Right.
at.
Exactly.
So at Chika_E, that's my handle on Twitter and Instagram. At Chika_E.
Could you
You
spell it,
get to
please?
see, so UCHECHIKA_E. That's it.
Okay. On
Yeah.
Instagram and Twitter.
And Twitter as well. And I'm Uche Chika Elumelu on Facebook as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Facebook, yeah.
So, what are the aspirations of Film Rats as a club and the festival, the Film Mischief Festival?
Yeah, so as TAFM, like I said, we're working very hard to separate the two entities. So there's Film Rats Club. Our aspiration is really to keep the documentation, appreciation of film going on all through the year. And then once a year, we want to give back and say, here's the best of Nollywood that we've seen so far, the best of African cinema that we've seen so far. Just enjoy and join us. So that's the aspiration. We have this goal to be the go-to people when it comes to Pan-African excellence in cinema. We want people to say, I saw this movie at TFM, so it has to be good.
Right.
I saw this person highlighted on their profile, so this person has to know their work. So that's where we're headed. So when it's just enjoying the movies as film rats, that's good, and writing about movies, but then we are moving a step further in showcasing these movies.
Right.
So that's where we're headed.
Okay.
Being the go-to people.
So, how can our listeners and viewers get information as in date, location, stuff like that to attend or participate at the festival?
Yeah, so absolutely. As our posters, our press conference already highlighted, our dates this year are 27th to 30th of April 2023.
Okay.
So we have Thursday's our opening ceremony at Viva Cinemas. And then we have Friday, our virtual day on Zoom. We're going to have screenings, panels, and Q&A sessions there.
Okay.
Saturday is our Film Tech conference. That Film Tech is a day specially dedicated to, having innovations in film, distribution talks, just really the channels through which we can enjoy African art and show Africa to the world. So that's innovation for local. And then on Sunday, we're back to Viva for our closing ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really the lineup. And apart from Lagos location, you can join us in Ibadan. There's Abuja, there's Ibadan, and then there are other African cities that we're going to, of course, that we've already announced.
Okay, so can you share with us the Film Rats Instagram page so people can follow, the activities of the festival?
So, of course, yeah, you can catch us on Instagram and Twitter. It's FilmRatsNG, at FilmRatsNG.
Okay.
And our website is www.filmratsclub.com. I should have pulled the website. You should get my organ from the top to tell you the website. The one that I will give you, it might not be good. So that's www.filmratsclub.com and at FilmRatsNG on Instagram and Twitter. Catch us. And we have a dedicated page, actually, the annual Film Mischief.
Okay.
Yeah, so on Instagram as well. So catch us there. There's a nitty-gritty that you're going to get to know about the festival.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chika, for coming through. She wants
you.
to always be referred to as Uche Chika.
Yes, Uche Chika. Uche Chika Elumelu, very important.
Thank you so much for coming through, Uche Chika Elumelu.
Thank you, Mokorie.
So that was another exciting episode of The Creatives, the entertainment show that brings to you all the creatives and how they make the magic you see, hear, and feel. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot like I did. And of course, if you have any comments or questions, please contact us on our social media platforms at RadioNow 953 FM with hashtag The Creatives. So from me, Doris Okore, and the Creatives team, I'll see you next week with another exciting guest.